Plan for security and compliance. So if you go to the following URL listed here, docs.microsoft.com, and then the rest of it is Microsoft 365 compliance, plan for security and compliance. Step 1 is to review information protection for Office 365, check your secure score, plan access protection for identity and devices, plan data protection based on data sensitivity, leverage Microsoft 365 Security Compliance Center, and use end-to-end security scenarios as a starting point. Top 10 ways to secure Office 365. Set up multi-factor authentication. Train your users. Use dedicated admin accounts. Raise the level of protection against malware in mail. Protect against ransomware. Stop auto-forwarding of email. Use Office message encryption. Protect your email from phishing attacks. And protect against malicious attachments and files with ATP safe attachments, and protect against phishing attacks with ATP safe links. I will go through each one of these in a little more detail. So the first thing you want to do is go to office.com and then go to the Security Center. Once you're there, you can go to the check your secure score. So if I was to click on that, I'm going to see what my secure score is, and it's going to give me different data points and a baseline to, as we start layering on top different security measures, our score will improve. So right now it's 42 out of 539. I can see history, improvement actions. If I turned on MFA, obviously I get a score of 50 out of 50 for that. If I turn on MFA for all users, I get 0 out of 30. So it's basically giving me a score for each one of these particular improvement actions, and it's telling me things I can turn on to improve my score in the security and compliance area. So the first thing we want to do is turn on MFA. What is MFA? Multi-factor authentication, or MFA. It combines two or more of what you know, such as a password or something you are, such as biometrics like fingerprint or retinal scan, to something you have like a passcode or a dongle on your phone authentication app. Basically, if a cybersecurity criminal is able to get your password, they still won't be able to get access to your files without a verification method. So how do we set up MFA inside of Office 365? So to enable MFA for certain users, you're going to go to office.com and go to the admin portal. You're then going to go to users. And active users. And you're going to click on multi-factor authentication. And here's where I can select a group of users and then click the enable multi-factor authentication and enable multi-factor authentication button. Once I've done that, they then will be required to use multi-factor authentication, and will get sent an email to register and set up multi-factor authentication, either with one of the methods we discussed previously. The next two important ways to secure your system are to train your users. That means using strong passwords for your users, protecting their devices that they use, be it PCs or mobile devices, and enabling security features on Windows 10 and Mac PCs. Another important security measure is to use dedicated admin accounts. If you're going to not enable multi-factor authentication, please ensure that you do turn it on for your administrators. Before using admin accounts, make sure you close out all unrelated browser session and apps, including personal email accounts. And after completing admin tasks, be sure to log out of the browser session. So if you go to protection.office.com, it'll bring you into the Office 365 Security and Compliance Center. From there, if you go to Threat Management and go to the Policy section, you can then go to another security feature that you should enable, which is the ability to add malware protection in mail. So out of the box, Office 365 or Microsoft 365 environment includes protection against malware, but you can definitely increase this by blocking attachments with file types that are commonly used for malware. And this is how you'd bump up the protection level. So like it indicated, go to protection.office.com, then go to Threat Management and select Policy and select Anti-Malware. You then want to click the default profile that you have created and go to Settings. And you'll notice if I scroll down here, I can turn on email attachments filtered with certain types. So this list of different file types I can definitely add or remove different file types that I want to filter out or be triggered by a malware detection response. And then I would hit save. This would then apply that policy on all mail that's being sent through my Exchange online email system. People regularly send, receive, and share attachments such as documents, presentations, spreadsheets, and more. It's not always easy to tell whether the attachment is safe or malicious just by looking at an email message. Office 365 Advanced Threat Protection includes ATP Safe Attachment Protection. So the way you would turn this on is once again in Threat Management under Policy. I have this ATP Safe Attachments. I can click on that and then go to the policy page, and I would select a new policy that I want created. I first have to turn this on, so I probably want to turn it on for all files, SharePoint, OneDrive, and Teams as well, and then create a new policy. So I'm going to hit plus button, give it a name, description, and then select block the current or future emails and attachments with detected malware. And I can also enable redirection to an admin account or a mailbox set up for quarantine. So that's the basics, and then hit save. So I'm not going to do that, but that's the process you would go through to set that up in your environment. Another feature is protecting against phishing attacks with ATP safe links. So hackers sometimes hide malicious websites in links or emails or other files. Safe links is part of Office 365 Advanced Threat Protection and can help your organization by providing time of click verification of web addresses, URLs, in email messages or Office documents. So this is same area, it's ATP safe links. I would click on that, and I would select the default profile that is created or policy. And then from there I would select, like I said, the policy on the safe links page under policies. I could use an Office 365, and I can add a URL in here. So these URLs will be blocked in email messages or Office 365 apps. and then I would hit save. Another important thing is protecting against ransomware. So in office.com, if I go to the admin center again, and then go to the Exchange admin center, it'll bring up the Exchange admin center where I'll select mail flow. And here I can set up a new rule. I've already created a rule here, just to save a little bit of time, but basically I'm giving it a name. So in this case, I'm warning users before opening attachments of Office files. So I've created the name, created a condition that says if certain file types are received, what do I want to do? Notify recipients with a message, and I basically do not open these file types unless you were expecting them, sort of message. And that's pretty much it. I can set times when these rules apply and so forth, and then I would save. So what this is going to do is just notify people as an extra step before opening certain files. I'd also want to set this up for blocking certain file types that can contain ransomware or other malicious code. So these could include, things that we're aware of that are sent by email, such as, CMD file types or BAT files, or there's a whole list of, VBS or EXEs as an example. So in my message could be, block this, certain file has been rejected, and giving an explanation of that rejection. So webinar recap, we reviewed top 10 ways to secure Office 365, and we reviewed how to plan for security and compliance in Office 365.